Okay, 7th grade. This is review for your language quiz that you will have on Thursday. On Thursday, you will have quiz 1 of book 709. And here are some things that will be on that quiz. One of the things that will be on is talking about active and passive voices of your verbs. So, if the subject in the sentence is actually performing the verb, what is that called? Is that active or passive? If the subject is actually performing the verb, doing the verb, is that active or passive? That is active. If the subject is not doing the action, then that is passive. And I have some examples here of both of them. So think these sentences through. Hopefully you can see them good enough. Our teacher made videos of our lessons. Let's underline the subject once. So the subject would be what? Our teacher. Teacher, verb, made. All right. Down here, videos of our lessons were made by our teacher. Videos were made. Which one of these is active and which one of these is passive? So we said if the subject is actually doing the action, that is active. Which one of these is the subject actually doing the action? Teacher made or videos? Are the videos making anything? All right, so I think we understand that this one is active. And this one is passive. They're saying the same thing, but it's a different voice of the verb. A being verb, a past tense being verb with the verb as a helping verb indicates passive voice. Okay? Our teacher made, that's active. Teacher is doing it. Videos were made by our teacher. That is passive. So what is this sentence? The cat was chased by the dog. Active or passive? The cat was chased by the dog. Active or passive voice? Hopefully you're all thinking, well, again, we could do the same thing. Cat was chased. Is the cat doing the action? Well, he might be doing some kind of action, but he's not doing the chasing. He might be running away or stopping to make a fight, I don't know. But he's not doing the chasing at this point. So this is passive. How do you write that in the active form? How would you write that in the active? Make the subject be doing the action. So rewrite it just and look at the way it's done up here. The active, look at the active compared to the passive up there. And in your mind, rewrite this sentence. You should have written, or be thinking in your mind, the dog chased the cat. And there is your active. So you will have a number of sentences that you have to identify them as either passive or active. And you will have an active sentence that you have to rewrite as passive and a passive sentence that you have to rewrite as active. So make sure that you are familiar with that. Check that board out. All right. Gerunds. Why don't you turn in your books to the first lesson, talking about gerund phrases. So what are gerunds? What are gerunds, Emmett? Yes, that's right. They are verb forms used as nouns, and they always end with ing. Now remember that not all words that end with ing are gerunds. Okay? That's the one thing that you need to remember. We start doing gerunds, and so then we start every ing word we are calling a gerund, but you have to be careful with that. Every gerund ends with an ing, but not every ing word is a gerund. So verb forms, words that can be verbs, but they're used as nouns, so they can be used anywhere where nouns are. Subjects, predicate nominatives, direct objects, indirect objects, objects of the preposition, appositives are the main ones that we see here. So in one part of your quiz, you will simply be, and now we've looked at gerunds before, but now we're looking at the phrases that go with gerunds, all right? So you have this whole phrase, you have a gerund, and then a gerund, because it's a verb form, might have a direct object or a prepositional phrase that goes with it, right? So identify the gerund phrases. Page 1 of your book, underline the gerund phrase, circle the gerunds. Look at number 1. Make sure you have the entire phrase that goes with the gerund. Number 1, underline the phrase, loving your neighbor as yourself is the phrase, and then you circle loving as the gerund. How would that be used in the sentence? Or loving your neighbor as yourself. Loving is the what of the sentence. Loving would solve, so that would be a subject phrase. Loving is the subject. Number 2, a goal I have set for myself is reading Proverbs every month. So reading Proverbs every month, you underline. You would circle reading, and how is that used in the sentence? How is reading used? What is reading? Think about it a little bit. What is reading in this sentence? Olivia? Yes, that's right. It is a predicate nominative. Goal is reading. Goal and reading are the same thing. So reading renames the subject, predicate nominative. Reading Proverbs every month, underlined. Reading circled, and it would be a predicate nominative. You didn't have to do that in that part, but this, you will also have a part like that. You will have a part where you simply underline the gerund phrase, circle the gerund. You will have another part where you underline the gerund phrase. I don't even think you have to circle the gerund in that one. Underline the gerund phrase and then say how it's used. Predicate nominative, subject, a positive. Let's look at a positive one just to make sure that we have that. Look at number 9 on page 2. 9 on page 2. John needed to shop for supplies for his hobby, making stained glass decorations. All right, so you have the phrase, making stained glass decorations, and that is the same as hobby, but there's no linking verb, so that is a positive. He needed supplies for his hobby, and the hobby is making stained glass decorations. So making stained glass decorations would be underlined, and it's a positive. You also have objects of the preposition. Look at number 11. Dad said, you waste a lot of money by eating out every Friday evening. So you have your eating out every Friday evening. By is a clue. By is a preposition. So eating out every Friday evening is an object of the preposition. So check those out. You will have sections like that on your quiz. Also on your quiz, parts of speech. You will have the definition of a part of speech. For example, you will see something like names a person, place, thing, or idea. Which part of speech names a person, place, thing, or idea? And write that part of speech in. Another definition, takes the place of a noun. Know which part of speech takes that place. You're allowed to use a reference sheet, and these definitions are on the reference sheets, so if you're not sure, you can use your reference sheets to figure that out. So you can use your reference sheets just like normal. Nothing else, just the reference sheets. And then you have a couple sentences where you have to identify the part of speech for every word. Okay, so every word you will need to label as interjection, conjunction, noun, verb, adjective, adverb, pronoun, preposition. There are 8 parts of speech, and you will need to know how they are used and label all the words in the sentence with those parts of speech. All right, I think that's about all we need to do to prepare for this quiz. This quiz is on Thursday. Please, 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 you need to watch these videos because there are some assignments that I say, we're going to grade this. This is going to go on the report card, so you have to actually watch them to make sure that you are doing the ones that need to be graded, because I will have instructions then on how to record those grades, where to record them so that I can get them and put them on the report card. And you also need to know that so you have that particular assignment done well because it's going on the report card. Okay? So yeah, don't every day I will have something posted, and you need to spend a little bit of time listening to it. I'll try not to have long ones, but there is important information in them to take with you. So, all right, great day.